You keep blaming the strategy. But what if the real problem is that you're emotionally trading from fear, pressure, and pain? Every time you revenge trade, hesitate at the entry, cut your winners early, or blow your account chasing one big play, the market is exposing something deeper than your chart setup. Some of you are not just fighting the market, you're fighting disappointment, financial trauma, self-doubt, and the fear that your life may never change. And that's exactly why the story of Abraham and Lot hit so hard for many traders. Because sometimes the things destroying your profitability isn't what you're trading, it's what you refuse to separate from. And Abraham said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. Genesis 13:8-9. The story of the separation between Abraham and Lot in Genesis is far deeper than a family disagreement about land. It is a transformational story about growth, vision, emotional maturity, and the painful reality that not everyone can go where God is taking you. At first, Abraham and Lot traveled together. You see, Lot benefited tremendously from Abraham's obedience, favor, wisdom, and proximity to God. You see, sometimes people enter seasons of blessings because they are connected to someone carrying vision. So Lot's wealth grew while walking alongside Abraham, and eventually both men became so prosperous that the land could no longer sustain them together. What once worked peacefully suddenly became crowded, tense, and emotionally strained. The tension did not begin because they hated each other. It began because growth creates pressure. Their herdsmen started arguing over resources, over land, over space. This is important because many people think conflict always means someone is evil. Sometimes conflict simply means two people have reached a point where they can no longer occupy the same space in the same way. Expansion requires room. Growth changes dynamics. What once felt comfortable can suddenly feel restrictive when purpose begins stretching people in different directions. What makes Abraham extraordinary in this story is his emotional maturity. Abraham was the elder, the leader, and the one God originally called, yet he approached the conflict with peace instead of ego. He did not manipulate Lot. He did not demand control. He simply acknowledged that constant strife was unsustainable. Abraham understood something powerful. Peace is often more valuable than proving a point. Some people destroy their future trying to win arguments, dominate relationships, or force connections that God is quietly trying to separate. Abraham chose wisdom over emotional attachment. Then comes one of the most transformative moments in the story. Abraham gave Lot the first choice of land. That decision reveals enormous faith. Most people operate from scarcity. They cling tightly because they fear there will not be enough left for them. But Abraham trusted that what God had for him could not be stolen by another person's decision. That is a level of security many people never reach emotionally. In life, insecure people panic when others leave, succeed, choose differently, or move on. But Abraham's faith allowed him to release Lot without bitterness because he believed his blessing was bigger than geography. Lot, however, made his decision based on appearance. He looked toward the fertile plains near Sodom, where the land looked prosperous, beautiful, and well-watered. On the surface, it appeared to be the obvious choice. But this is where the story becomes deeply insightful. Lot chose based on what looked good externally without fully considering the spiritual and moral environment connected to it. And many people make similar mistakes today. They choose relationships, careers, opportunities, and environments based solely on appearance, comfort, money, or status while ignoring deeper consequences. Not everything attractive is healthy. Abraham's journey after the separation is where the spiritual lesson intensifies. Once Lot departed, God expanded Abraham's vision even further. God told Abraham to look north, south, east, and west, because all the land before him could belong to him and his descendants. That timing matters. Sometimes clarity comes after separation. Sometimes God cannot fully reveal the next level while you are still clinging to people, habits, or dynamics connected to an old season. Separation is painful, but it can also create the space necessary for expansion. Many people pray for elevation while resisting the separations required to sustain it. Lot's story, meanwhile, becomes a cautionary tale about the danger of drifting too close to dysfunction. Although he initially chose based on opportunity, his proximity to Solomon slowly shaped his environment, his priorities, and his future. The decision that looked financially wise eventually exposed him to chaos, to destruction, to loss. This part of the story reminds us that environment matters profoundly. Who surrounds you matters. What you normalize matters. The places you settle emotionally and spiritually will eventually influence your outcomes. Prosperity without discernment can quietly lead people into destruction. Ultimately, the separation of Abraham and Lot is a story about trusting God enough to let go. It teaches that growth sometimes requires distance, that peace is more valuable than constant conflict, and that faith allows you to release what no longer aligns without fear. It also reveals that not every separation is punishment. Some separations are preparation. Some endings are actually acts of protection. And sometimes the greatest act of faith is believing that even after people walk away, choose differently, or take what looks better in the moment, God still has more than enough territory with your name on it. A lot of traders are emotionally exhausted, but nobody talks about that part. People online love showing winning trades, luxury lifestyles, and green P&Ls, but very few people talk about the emotional damage that can happen when you keep trying, keep studying, keep believing, and still keep losing. Some traders are carrying frustration so heavy that every morning feels like a fight between hope and disappointment. You want financial freedom, but instead you're battling anxiety every time the market opens. That pain is real, and you are not weak for feeling it. One of the biggest struggles traders face is feeling like they are constantly almost there. You learn another strategy, watch another YouTube video, buy another indicator, join another Discord, and for a moment you feel hopeful again. And then the inconsistency returns. One good week turns into 3 bad emotional decisions. One impulsive trade wipes out days of progress. That cycle can make traders feel trapped inside their own minds. And eventually, it starts feeling like you're trying to fight the market and starts feeling like you're fighting yourself. That's why the story of Abraham and Lot hits so deeply when applied to trading psychology. Sometimes traders stay connected to habits, environments, and mindsets that no longer serve their growth. Abraham understood that constant conflict creates limitation. Many traders are living in constant internal conflict every day. Part of them wants discipline while another part wants instant gratification. One side wants patience while the other side chases candles emotionally. The inner war destroys more accounts than bad strategy ever will. Some traders are also suffering because they keep choosing what looks good instead of what is actually healthy. Just like Lot choosing the fertile land near Sodom. In trading, this looks like chasing hype stocks, over-leveraging options, forcing trades, or following social media influencers promising overnight success. It looks attractive because everybody wants fast money, but what looks exciting externally can quietly destroy you internally. Slow, disciplined trading often feels boring compared to emotional gambling, but boring consistency is usually what builds profitable trader. Another painful reality is that many traders secretly tie their self-worth to their P&L. A green day makes them feel valuable. A red day makes them feel like failure. That emotional attachment creates enormous pressure because now every trade feels personal. Instead of simply executing a plan, traders begin trading for emotional validation. They start needing the market to prove they are smart, that they're capable, or that they're worthy. But that's dangerous because the market was never designed to validate your identity. It exposes emotional instability far more than it will ever reward ego. And then a lot of traders are also carrying financial trauma into the market. Some grew up watching their families struggle financially. Some are trying to escape debt, instability, or survival mode. Others feel pressure to finally make it after years of setbacks. But that pressure can cause traders to force opportunities that are not there because emotionally they feel like they cannot afford patience. But the market punishes desperation. And the more emotionally urgent you become, the harder it becomes to think clearly and execute consistently. One of the hardest lessons in trading is learning that separation is necessary for growth. Just like Abraham had to separate from Lot, traders often need to separate from destructive habits, toxic communities, unrealistic expectations, and emotional decision-making patterns. Sometimes you have to separate from overtrading. Sometimes you have to separate from comparing yourself to everyone online. Sometimes you have to separate from the addiction to constant action. Growth requires space. Discipline requires boundaries. Many traders also underestimate how much fear controls their behavior. Fear of losing, fear of missing out, fear of being wrong, fear of wasting time, fear of never succeeding. That fear shows up as hesitation at the entry, panic at the exit, or refusing to follow the plan altogether. And the painful part is that many traders know exactly what they should do technically, but emotionally they cannot hold themselves together long enough to do it consistently. That disconnect frustrates traders deeply because they start questioning their intelligence when the real issue is emotional regulation. But there is hope in all of this. The same market exposing your weaknesses can also become the environment that develops your discipline, your patience, your emotional control, and your resilience. Trading has a way of forcing people to confront themselves honestly. It teaches you that success is not just about predicting candles. It is about learning how to manage yourself under pressure. And once a trader stops trying to control the market emotionally and starts learning how to control themselves, everything begins to shift. That's why your journey is not over just because you've struggled. Some of the strongest traders today were once inconsistent, emotional, impatient, and discouraged too. Your losses do not automatically mean you are incapable. Your setbacks do not erase your potential. Sometimes the breakthrough begins when you stop seeing yourself as a failing trader and start seeing yourself as someone still developing. Like Abraham, you may need separation. You may need clarity. You may need patience and faith before you fully step into the territory you've been praying for. If you've been struggling in trading lately, take a moment and understand this clearly. You're not the only one fighting emotional battles in the market. So many traders silently carry frustration, shame, fear, and disappointment while pretending everything is fine online. Some of you have spent late nights staring at charts, wondering why you keep sabotaging yourselves. Others are emotionally drained from trying so hard to change your financial future only to feel stuck in cycles of inconsistency. That pain is real And you deserve support while learning this skill, not judgment. The truth is, most unprofitable traders are not failing because they are unintelligent. They are struggling because nobody taught them how deeply mindset, discipline, patience, and emotional regulation affect trading performance. The market exposes fear quickly. It exposes impulsiveness quickly. It exposes self-doubt quickly. And when financial pressure is attached to those emotions, trading can begin to feel overwhelming. But your current struggles do not mean you are incapable of growth. Sometimes they simply mean you are still becoming. That's one reason the Bible stories we study matter so much. Stories like Abraham and Lot, the prayer of Jabez, David and Goliath, and countless others reveal timeless lessons about fear, discipline, separation, faith, wisdom, and emotional endurance. These stories are not disconnected from trading psychology. They speak directly to it. The market often becomes a battlefield of the mind, and learning how to regulate yourself spiritually and emotionally can completely change the way you approach risk, patience, and decision-making. Many traders are trying to build wealth while carrying years of emotional pressure from life itself. Some of you are trying to break generational cycles. Some are trying to recover from financial mistakes. And some are trying to create stability for your children and your family. That weight can make every trade feel emotionally heavy. But hear this, your journey is not disqualified because it's difficult. Slow progress is still progress. Learning discipline is still growth. Surviving emotionally long enough to keep learning is still a victory. That's exactly why we created the free Trading Bible Study Guide. It's located in a community which serves as a space where traders can grow both spiritually and strategically. Inside the group, we break down powerful biblical lessons connected to trading psychology while also teaching how you trade options with structure and discipline. You'll receive daily SPY levels to help remove some of the emotional guesswork from your trading process and help you approach the market with more confidence and clarity. This is about building consistency from the inside out, not chasing hype or gambling emotionally. If this message connected with you and meets you emotionally, don't just scroll past it silently. Drop a comment and share one thing you're currently struggling with in your trading journey, because somebody else reading it may realize they're not alone. Hit the like button so this message reaches more traders who are silently battling discouraging. And subscribe if you're serious about developing the mindset, the structure, and the discipline needed to grow long-term in the market. Sometimes, one message can completely shift the direction of someone's journey. Most importantly, don't give up on yourself too early. The market can humble you, but it can also develop you. Some of the strongest traders are not the ones who never struggled. They're the ones who kept learning, healing, adjusting, and growing through the struggle. Your story is still unfolding. Your discipline can improve. Your confidence can return. Your consistency can grow, and we'd love to walk you through with the intense and free Trading Bible resources inside our community while helping you learn to trade options with structure through daily SPY levels. You've got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.